Last summer, I was on a golf course, of all places, trying to walk off the first green, and the caddy there grabbed me by the arm and said, "Don't go, I want to tell you something." I said, "Okay." He said, "You don't know me, do you?" I said, "I don't think so." He said, "That's because I'm not really a caddy." I thought, this is great. Another guy I made mad in the White House, right? A comedian, a terrorist, who knows? The guy said, "I just do this to supplement my income, but in my real life," he said, "I'm a captain in the New York City Fire Department." He said, before 9/11, he said, most of us firemen thought we were Republicans. I mean, we already had everything we needed from the government. Good job, good retirement, good health care. And we're all kind of clannish, and the truth is we love all that macho talk they do. We love that tough talk. I love this guy. He was so straightforward. He said, but on that awful day, we were dodging the fallen towers, trying to save lives. Days afterward, we're crawling through rubble, just trying to find human remains to give families some peace of mind. He said, your wife, my senator, was the first person who knew that a lot of us would get sick and some of us could die because of what we breathed doing our job. You remember the stuff you saw in the air? Asbestos, PCBs, benzene, well-known cancer-causing agents. This guy said, but the president we voted for, EPA, they said, we couldn't get sick. We didn't need any money for emergency diagnosis and aggressive care. They just were in total denial. He said, but Hillary knew better, and she stood up for us, and she got Republicans and Democrats on her side, and we got the help we needed. And he said, just because of her, some of us who would have died are alive. And those who didn't make it, at least their families know that their service was honored by the Congress of the United States. This guy looked at me, he said, I don't know what I think about politics anymore, but I do know this. That's the kind of person who ought to be president. Somebody who knows what it's like to be me and everybody else that can be left out or left behind. That's what this country needs. So I tell you, you can think I'm biased if you want, but I'm going to tell you this. I'd be here for her if we had never been married, because I think she's the best candidate for president I ever had a chance to support. I'm not against anybody. I'm for her. She's the best candidate I ever had a chance to support. And I'll tell you something else. I believe with all my heart, if she gets elected and her energy and jobs and health care and education plans pass, you'll have more prosperity, more jobs, and a brighter future when she's president than you did when I served. It will be better. That's what I believe. And that's why I'm here. So, if you're having trouble making up your mind, or you've made up your mind to support her and you want to persuade somebody else, I want to ask you to do something that will be harder for you to do if you're young than if you're my age, but try. Try to engage in this exercise, because believe me, it's important. This next president's term, whether it's 4 or 8 years, will pass in the flash of an eye. I've been out of the White House almost as long as I was there. It moves. So at the beginning of this campaign, I was sitting around in our house one day talking to Hillary, and I said, Hillary, you need to do something for yourself. You need to answer this question. How will you know if you're lucky enough to be elected? How will you know when it's over if you did a good job? How will you know when it's over if you did a good job? Not in the campaign, not at the inaugural, not at some huge moment like I felt when I spoke to 1 million people in Ghana in the street, but just when it's all done. And she was very quiet, and then she looked at me and she gave me the darndest answer I ever heard. She said, I think I will have done a good job if I can say 3 things. The American people are better off when I quit than when I started. Our children and grandchildren have a brighter future. And this country and this troubled but fascinating world are coming together instead of being torn apart. Now you think about that. If you want the answers to those questions to be yes, I believe Pennsylvania should say yes to Hillary. Thank you, and God bless you all.